Hello, I'm Stephen Conway.
And I'm Marissa Jordan, and this is SkyNews.
In this week's issue of the Summit, the paper ran a special report on mental health, running stories on concussions, suicide, stress, depression, and seeking help from counseling services. Our own Tommy Farrell took part in the mental health edition, running a story on concussions with athletes. To read more about all of the mental health issues talked about in the edition, we encourage you to pick up a copy of the Stonehill Summit.
Once again, the annual tradition of Mr. Stonehill will be held December 6th in the Sally Blair Ames Sports Complex. 9 of Stonehill's finest will participate in the contest, hoping to win the crown of Mr. Stonehill 2014. Currently, the event is holding a social media contest, looking for judges to judge the competition. To enter the drawing, students must follow Mr. Stonehill on Twitter and Instagram, and then take a photo with one of the contestants as well. They must post these photos online to receive an entry. The deadline for this contest is tomorrow, November 21st.
It's fast approaching. The end of the semester is near, and that means that deadlines for papers and projects are looming, and the also feared final exam is around the corner. Once Thanksgiving break comes and goes, students will be crunching numbers, studying material, and desperately looking for ways to decrease stress before finals week. Good luck to all students preparing for exams, and know that on the other side of the final exams is a long holiday break.
A member of the class of 2014, Jamie Breen, has recently talked to writers of Stonehill, the Summit, about his new blog describing his experience of living with cerebral palsy. Breen states that although this is a part of his life within his blog, he doesn't want it to be the main focus. His goal is to share his story with others, to inspire and motivate his readers to make the best of any situation they are in. He states, "As long as you know in your heart what really gets you excited and what you're really passionate about, share that with others. Share yourself with other people in a positive way. Use your talents in a way that serves others."
Stonehill students and families should start getting their wallets ready. The cost of room and board is likely to increase if the city of Brockton builds Stonehill for the college's buildings resting within 1 meter in the new sewage contract. If Brockton chooses to do so, it will cost Stonehill over $4,000, a $100,000 increase from now. Negotiations between the college and the city of Brockton are still ongoing.
Recently, Dick Grant, a retired assistant dean and director of academic services, started a project of cleaning up the local caves that many know to be Stonehouse Hill. Grant began this project in the summer along with assistant archivist John Green. Their goal is to clean up all the trash, trees, and graffiti that hide the history behind Stonehouse Hill. Green states that there is evidence that people once lived there. By cleaning up the caves up, they hopefully can bring this evidence to surface.
As the Stonehill Skyhawks fall season comes to a close, the Skyhawks winter sports teams are just getting started. With more, let's turn it over to Tommy Farrell and Ted Carbone with the latest info about our beloved Skyhawks.
Thanks, guys. Welcome to another edition of Sky Sports. I'm Ted Carbone alongside Tommy Farrell. Tommy, tell us about the season ender for football.
Sure thing, Ted. The season wasn't what the Skyhawks football team hoped for, ending with a 5-6 record after last year's championship berth. But the final game of the season was a victory over St. A's, which is always good, 19-11. Freshman quarterback Matt Foltz finished with 165 total yards, 2 touchdowns, and went 13 for 22 passing. Senior Nate Morris led the league-leading defense with 11 tackles and an interception. We would also like to congratulate the Stonehill defense on leading the Northeast 10 in yards per game, passing yards allowed, and rushing yards allowed. The Skyhawks finished 5-6 overall and look to improve next season.
Don't worry, Tom. We'll be back in contention next season. Let's go from the field to the court now. Stonehill men's basketball bounced back from an exhibition loss to Big East champ Providence College by defeating Merrimack in overtime. Junior Carter Smith drove down the court with 9 seconds left to tie the game and send it into OT. Despite having 23 turnovers, Stonehill's Adam Bramonti was able to hit a 3-point shot with time expiring and not send the game into double OT. Smith finished with 24 points, while senior Jack Cole came down with 8 rebounds.
Both basketball teams are on fire to start the season, Ted. Women's basketball is now 3-0 at their latest victory over the Warriors of Merrimack. Senior Toria Fayetta had her 3rd straight double-double and netted 20 points with 12 rebounds, while sophomore Kelly Martin had 5 assists. Their next contest, who else but ranked number 5th in the nation, Bentley Falcons. They play them on November 22nd.
Unfortunately, Tom, the triumphant Stonehill volleyball season came to an end November 20th. The 21-8 Skyhawks lost 3-0 to LIU Post in the Division II East Regional quarterfinals.
It's all right, Ted. They got Delilah Phillips and Kelsey Weymouth both coming back next year, two huge contributors to the Skyhawk volleyball program. In other news, though, the field hockey team is going back to the NE10 championship. They beat Adelphi in the NE10 final at home here at WB Mason 3-1 and will face LIU Post in a rematch of last year's championship game. Junior Erica Kelly led the team with 2 goals, both unassisted. Good luck in the championship, ladies.
Well, Tom, that wraps up another edition of Sky Sports. Have a great Thanksgiving break, everyone, and stay tuned for more winter sports coverage when we return. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, guys. Well, that just wraps up another edition of Sky News. For Marissa Jordan, I'm Stephen Conway. Make sure to pick up a copy of the Stonehill Summit or visit us online for the latest and most up-to-date information about Stonehill College.
Till next time from Studio 208B.